Hello everyone, this is Kieran and welcome to today's video. I'm sorry it's not our regular I'm sorry it's not our regular scheduled viewing. We usually obviously have Star Wars Empire at War, but with us being away I just haven't had the chance to record it with Elliot this week, so we're going to put that on hold. And what we're doing is today we're just taking a look at a Beastmen battle. I've only just got the content for the Beastmen DLC, and this was my first time playing as them. So this was the first battle I played, and I was actually playing it one-handed at the time. So quickly, let's have a quick overview of what units I brought to the field. I brought 4 units of Ungor Raiders. This was obviously in a campaign, and I think 2 units of Gore Herd and 1 of Ungor Herd, and then I think it's Ungor Spearmen, 4 units, 2 with shields, or was it 3 with shields and 1 without? 3 with shields and 1 without. Minotaurs. My Lord, which is Kieraproskills, the one eye, and what is it, a Gorble? Yeah, Gorble. Pull Solrand. So this was in my campaign, and obviously I've mentioned the Minotaurs, and I also had a unit of Centaurs out here. I was facing off against 2 units of 2 armies of I'm trying to think of the name. I'm losing it. Karagund units. So it's in their actual mini campaign, the Beastmen's mini campaign, and this is their battle. So I think they brought 4 or 5 units of crossbows, but there's some in this wood, so I didn't know exactly what was here. Some swordsmen, some spearmen, swordsmen. I can't even see their lord at this point. Oh no, sorry, their lord's here. Actually in this battle it shows that I had a 60% favour. I had more troops and they had less, but actually in the actual campaign map it showed in favour of them, so I don't know what that was about. It's like 60-40 to me. Like I said, it's my first map, it's on first ever playthrough, it's on hard difficulty, so let's get into this battle and let's just see how I raged it. I didn't wage it as well as I should have. I brought these units forward here, these archer units, to try and engage and just try and bring some melee units on, and I also brought all my other units forward too. Now I was doing this one-handed at the time, so I didn't get the setup perfect. I think I had to do bits in bits because I had my little girl in my arms at the time I was fighting this battle. So my commanding was quite weird, to say the least. I realised at this point I didn't have my units in range, so I had to move these Ungors forward again. I kept the Centaurs just here, and I brought my Minotaurs up too. This is obviously the point I realised I've just put everything on line, so I decided to individually move units, and what I was aiming, I think actually I probably just moved them all over again. My aim here was to get Carrot One Eye and the Gorble into this side here. I know there's some melee units, and I wanted to just engage and pin them down, and then try and draw some of these units out. They've got some great swords, and I believe they tried to engage them pretty early on. They start to fire some crossbows, which I didn't realise that was there. I could only see this unit on the map at the time. So they get some early engagement off on me, get a couple of kills. We answer back, but obviously the Beastmen archers aren't really that great, or at this point they're not. So I was just trying to flank and mob them basically, and my aim was basically just to draw these units on, and it worked. So I kept microing and pulling units back, and then my intention was just to stack units against one small unit and against another. At this point I'll start to bring my Minotaurs around as well, I believe. So I'm just trying to put some pressure on these units. I'm not really getting any kills because obviously they're shielded and better protected against armoured piercing, or these certain units, but my aim was basically just to draw them on. They answered with some volleys, and I believe in total they had about 4 or 5 crossbowmen, more than I realised at this point. So these guys are pulling out, so I start to pull my archers over this side as flank, and then pull these units here. I've got Ungor and Gore Herd over to engage. I wanted these to engage here, so it took me a little while to get them to really engage with me, and I was taking losses, so I kept Kieraproskills and the Gorble here just a bit longer. So I decided that at that point they weren't going to come to me, so I had to start to press the advantage a bit. We'd taken a few losses, but not majorly. I noticed here at this point that these were trying to micro at my units, so I stemmed my Minotaurs in to engage, and some units here, and we're getting pretty mobbed at this point. But this is where I realised that there was more units in the trees than I anticipated. But Kieraproskills and the Gorble just basically pinned them down and hold them down for me. I used my Minotaurs and my Centaurs to come round at this point as well to try and get some pressure on these archers. We're basically just trying to use what we can. Quick tactic of just break, smash as many as we can, and then get round into the positions. Taking archery fire, so I need to pull my archers up at this point as well. And I send these Minotaurs in for another clash. Got some nice little charges in on these units here. As a battle rages, we still have these units in here. And trying to deal with their lord as well, but I've got Kieraproskills over that side. Let me just try and get over to Kieraproskills. I think I've knocked the unit cards off, so I apologise about that. I can't remember where that is. So Kieraproskills over here. Trying to zoom out a little bit and get into Kieraproskills. I don't know if their lord engaged him at this point. I think he did. He came to engage him. So Kieraproskills holding their lord and some spear units. Is it halberds? Yeah, some halberds off. And the Gorble's doing the same over this region as well. He's holding some spear units and some infantry, some swordsmen. So some nice little charges and battles, individual battles going on. Again, I'm not really used to the Beastmen, so this was completely new to me and trying to figure out the best possible way to use them. And so I was trying to use the Centaurs to just pin their archers down and not take any heavy losses, but I did lose a lot more in this battle than I intended because of some wrong decisions from myself in pulling certain units in that direction. But having managed to break their great swords, we come round and get some hammer and anvil going here with the Minotaurs, and can start to really work on their lord as well. I use my archers to pin at him. They weren't really getting many kills anyway, but I still had their archers to deal with, so I was using a unit of Ungor spearmen and these Centaurs to deal with them as well. And I just wanted to clear them off the field or get them out of the way. My Centaurs were taking damage at this point, but I was trying to just keep their units from coming back. It's a quick battle, short, but some nice little bits of charges and some nice little bits of hammer and anvil. My intention at the end was to just help here, was to help the Gorble. He was still holding these units off, so quick charging with the Minotaurs to help the Gorble was just an effective tactic at pushing these units away. One thing I'd like is, if you can, let me know good compositions to use for the Beastmen. I got this at Christmas, so it's something new, and I'm still learning about the Beastmen. I think when I started playing Warhammer, or when I started collecting Warhammer figures, Beastmen weren't even a factor. I didn't know anything about the Beastmen at the time, so I'm not sure what edition of the playbook I initially started playing as. So the Beastmen, Lizardmen and Skaven all come slightly after, I believe, when I initially first started playing. But they were cool units that I remember seeing on the battlefield. So at this point we have the victory pretty much under wraps. All we're doing now is just killing off any enemies we can, so we could push on. I think this was pretty much the last battle in Kieraproskills to try and take that area, and we're just trying to kill their lord now. And what I'm trying to do is get Kieraproskills one eye. He just smashes him over there, and it's game over. He's still here, look, so he finished off one spearman. Their lord's here, and Kieraproskills, I'm trying to get on him to do the deed and finish him, which eventually he does get killed. I think that's, no, not that smash here. So I can see a lot of units just sort of running around in a mess. I don't know what they were doing. Carrick's here. He pulls back, comes out. I think he smashes him at this point. Somebody gets him. Oh, he just randomly gets stabbed by a spear. But that's the aim. So yeah, if anyone in the community can help me in terms of better competition for these armies on how to win this this campaign as well. I'm playing, I forgot what it is, eye for an eye is it. So that's basically a quick battle. I'll be back next week with Star Wars Empire at War, but I just wanted to make sure I had something out today. But like I said, I couldn't record it at the time. So if you like this, please leave a like, comment, share and subscribe. This was done on hard difficulty, and you can see we deployed with more, though I didn't know at the time. As I said, it on the actual campaign map it showed it in favour of their general, but we took the win. The best thing, the Minotaurs just absolutely cleaned house here at 296, but we did lose a few here with his swordsman got a few kills at 96, and the Centaurs also cleaned house with quite a few kills on the archers. Again, thank you for watching. Please leave a like, comment, share and subscribe. I'll be back next week with be back on Friday with a Total War campaign.